You're about to hear numerous prophecies, some that go back over a decade, that include details, specific details, prophetic details to the Israeli-Hamas war that's going on right now. You are not going to want to miss this. As you hear this message, you're going to find out I'm going to consistently be referring to previous messages that were both on YouTube as well as on television. Yes, we were on TV for a couple years. Some of you that follow this ministry know we were on various networks. In fact, we were on 4. We were on WHT, CTN, Impact, and The Word 5 days a week, folks. So if any of you follow Christian television, you may have saw Endtime Insights with Steve Cochran there. Back when I came onto YouTube in October of 2016, I had noted, folks, I had done my research. I had noted that there was nobody prophesying that Israel was about to go to war. And I'm talking war, not just skirmishes, which Israel's constantly going through, various little battles. We see that all the time. That's not what I was talking about.
Sorely attacked, severely attacked. It's going to be so devastating. This is not going to be anything like Israel has ever known in modern history.
So I continued with the prophecies. In fact, I did a video last month in September, before this war even broke out with Israel and Hamas. I was still giving the details of what to look for because I knew it was on the horizon. They're going to go in and they're going to ransack people's homes.
This is a massive terrorist attack that is gunning down Israeli civilians in their towns, in their homes.
Could you imagine somebody coming into your home?
When you see the reports of these terrorists going in and killing families and killing children.
Men are going to be killed, the women and the children. It gets disgusting.
We've seen beatings of Israeli prisoners by Hamas and other acts of barbarianism that are too difficult to either describe or show on television.
They're going to be out in the streets running to wherever they can find refuge.
Israeli partygoers from an overnight rave running for their lives. Israel's nightmare scenario, armed Palestinian militants at large in southern Israel.
I don't know how many videos I said that they would go into people's homes, that they would take slaves and make them captive.
Video shows Palestinian militants taking entire families captive, young children and the elderly.
Meanwhile, Hamas claims it is holding at least 100 Israelis hostage at this time. Israel's government press office has confirmed that civilians and soldiers are among them.
So there was no point of reference when God first gave me some of these prophecies. No point of reference. You may be looking at the news and you may be saying, okay, well, it looks like we're also going to support Israel now because we're sending our ships over there, aren't we? Aren't we? And yet, folks, listen to me. Listen to me. This administration previously left, when we left Afghanistan, and I said we would do things like this. I've said these very things. We left our equipment over there. Why? You think we forgot? Do you think it was some sort of mistake? Yes, the president is really that ditzy. He's that ditzy. No, there is an agenda, folks, that I even said in the last video. Military equipment, billions, over 80 billion in equipment and cash, folks. We were funding, I'm getting dangerous again. We were funding their endeavors, their ideology. We were funding their war, and not just then, but for later and for where this is headed. We have an agenda, believe it or not. As silly as some of the stuff we're doing, there is an agenda behind this. They're not that ditzy, and I'm going to tell you, it's not even Biden. It won't even be Kamala, which is some things I'm about to tell you probably will be under her watch. Biden is going to stick around here, folks. Point is, they're not the ones running the show. This is happening behind the scenes, and I've said this. There's an agenda.
And this administration has to stop with this incompetent policy of continuing to empower Iran. Iran is behind these attacks today. Stop giving them billions of dollars. Stop it. It's killing people.
So you're thinking, well, that doesn't really make any sense. No, you're right. There is a conflict going on here, folks. And if you watch the details of what is coming out on the news, how we're really acting, you'll probably see an agenda there.
The thing that I'm actually more interested in is the Biden administration's response. It's been nothing short of astonishing in my estimation of its weakness. There never seems to be a sense of urgency with this president. We saw it this morning when it took him hours to release a statement, and the danger of that has become obvious today. It really is rather extraordinary, both in terms of the failure that Mossad, the Israeli intelligence organization, was not able to catch this, but also in the response from the West itself.
As long as I've been on YouTube, I've been saying another aspect that's going to happen before this war gets worse, and it will. And it is this. In fact, I'll give you a video.
What I have said repeatedly over and over again is going to happen. Israel is going to strike Iran.
So as Steve Cochran is telling you, and has already been attempted to, that they're attempting to rally the Islamic nations.
To try to rev up the Arab world. And you saw that immediately they were calling for Hezbollah, which is in Lebanon, again, as Pete pointed out. They were calling for all of these various terrorist factions to unite. Now, what do all of these terrorist factions have in common? So you have Hamas, which is in Gaza, you have Hezbollah in Lebanon, you have the Houthis in Yemen. We could go through all the lists of terrorist organizations. What they all have in common, they're all trying to kill Israel, and they are all funded by Iran.
I have already discussed how this would work.
It's all the surrounding nations. It's all one war, not two different wars. They're Islamic.
After Israel strikes Iran, as they are already trying to do, the Islamic nations are going to gather together, and they will be successful. And they are going to attack Israel. And the specifics that I have given, which there is even more, I ask you to go over to my other channel, watch. There's over 100 videos, as I said before, various prophecies, including this and other details too. You can see it at that other channel. I'll put it down in the description area and or in the comments section. Go over there, watch the videos. If you like what you're seeing and you see they're legit, as this is, again, remember what I've said.
And Jerusalem residents are going to be killed, tortured, enslaved,